Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We are here with JR from JRC Visa Consultancy, and now they are expanding into the real estate side of things, and I have a little bit of experience with that here in the Philippines. So for my viewers who are also interested in that side of things, who are looking to stay here maybe long term, or who are looking to invest in something, maybe build a vacation home or a permanent home, I think that this will be a great follow up to our series on visas, and it'll be an expansion to those who are looking to have land, maybe own something, or also invest in condominiums or something like that. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my experience, and JR will be kind of clarifying for you guys about the next steps and how to do the process in a little bit more of an efficient way. So let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I want to say is that I actually decided to build a little bit of a vacation home here in the Philippines. So with my wife, we used the land that she is having access to and her name is on, but I decided that I wasn't so interested in using it as an investment, but more as a vacation home, because here in the Philippines, if you will be renting for longer than a year or two, that money you could have invested it in maybe a small home or something. So it is wise that if you are coming here and looking to own something yourself, then I would recommend to follow the process with the right steps. That way your name is on the title, or you have access to that land or to that condominium. So we're going to get started here, and JR is going to answer the questions. But before we get into that, I would say that make sure to contact JR, because his side of things will take care of all that you need. It'll make sure that everything is in order and everything is correct, because this is the Philippines. It is different than the country you are from, and there are potential risks when buying. If you are buying on your own terms and you are doing things, you never know if you could be signing the right contracts or in the potentiality of getting scammed. So it is important to do the right process so that you have your rightful ownership of the land.
Yeah.
So JR, tell us a little bit about how things work.
I would actually start that based on your situation, because that's a real life experience. And I would like to rephrase this one as we will be your guide here in the Philippines for two things. That would be visas and real estate. So the ultimate objective is to have things in order for you, and we will handhold your hand on where you wanted to go. So on your case, Tyler, one of the things that I see is those are common situations right now, that the foreigner had been married to a Filipina, and whatever circumstances are you in, you have wanted to build your own home because you already are couple, which is good. What I see right now is there should be a proper distinction of the property, especially that you're building your vacation home. Regardless of how big or small is that, regardless of what the size, you put in your hard-earned money on it, and I think it's also rightful to say that I need to safeguard that. And with due respect, I totally adore you because you have actually take a look at the welfare of your family and the spouse, your Filipino spouse itself, because you're building a family. What I can recommend for you to have things in order is you need to have the specific land that you already have been built, your vacation home. And with that, we need to reverse things out for you, because you need to take a look at the proper documentation of the land in itself, because you need to have it partitioned in the first place, because reality strikes. So you have different culture at home, we have different culture here in the Philippines, and siblings are still humans. I don't want you to be in a situation wherein there are upsets, disappointments with your siblings because you are an in-law. I want you to be I want you to live life peacefully. And that's the reason why, if that will be in your situation right now, and you mentioned that it's already named to your wife, that's good. That's really good. Now, I just wanted you to go back to the credentials or paperwork on the land. How was it? If the parents are actually living, that's well and good. because it needs to be properly registered and properly divided among siblings. Especially if I recall it right, the dad of your wife had passed away a few months ago.
Right.
So that that comes with a clearance, which is actually a estate clearance for the registration of the title that be passed on to the legal surviving heirs, meaning the wife and the siblings.
Right, and the land was originally in the name of her uh, grandfather, but her grandfather was deceased, and then the land was divided and put into the titles of each of the siblings.
Yes. Was it already like transferred already? Have you seen the paperwork?
Um,
It's okay.
That aspect I am not completely sure, but I do remember her doing all of the paperwork and having her name. But I wasn't really so invested, I could say, because my aspect or my view of things was, if I'm gonna be spending 1 year on renting somewhere for 25,000 pesos a month in the city, I might as well just spend that money and build something, even if it's only a few 100,000 pesos. It's a lot cheaper. But this is where I want to bring it to my viewers' attention, that if you're going to be spending, in the millions of pesos and building a home that you forever want to stay in and have a family, it is important to have the title in order, because like JR was mentioning, you never know about siblings or relatives, if they might have other ideas or other motives. They could have expectations, especially you being a foreigner. So it's important to make sure that things are in order.
Yeah. Remember that the house is an improvement on the land. It will normally be directly affected if how's your land being registered, how's the ownership. And right now, here's the thing. The thing that will be going back right now to properly have things in order is to really go back to the registration of the land. If there will be title, or if there will be no title, for sure it has a tax declaration, and what is the hierarchy of that. Those are the basic ownership of the land. And as what you have mentioned, it was still named to the great grandfather, and how many generations has it passed? Because normally in the Philippines, once the registered owner has passed away or has been deceased, before it will be transferred to the next surviving kin or heirs here, that's what our terminology is here, there will be a tax that will be cleared off or should be paid off before it will be transferred. That is what we call estate tax clearance. And the most common problem of that here, especially occurring to provincial areas outside the city proper, they have not really taken seriously of that. And if the estate tax will be not considered, it will actually compound with penalties. Because there's actually a timeline that you need to have that filed to the tax office, what we call BIR here. That is something. And when you go on the provincial areas in the Philippines, they have limited financial capacity. That's why they just actually let it like that way. But in reality, before it can be transferred really to the surviving heirs right now, that should be cleared off first.
And it's a good thing you mentioned that, because also they had land, like for example my wife and her siblings, they have land that they are working on right now to get processed. But it's on her father's side, and that land has already, they've been talking about it, saying that for the last 5 or 10 years they've been wanting to get the land, but there's a whole bunch of process they need to follow, and they've been paying, like for example 1,000 or something to try to get it all in order. But it's very difficult and complicated, and there's a process for that. So they haven't actually been able to get side of her father's ancestors' land yet.
Yes. So at your point of view, it might be difficult. Yes, I would also feel the same. When I go probably let's reverse the situation. I'm in your situation. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know about the procedure here. I would perceive that as complicated. But at the end of the day, we just need to go back to the history of the land or the property itself. I would really go back to the paperwork that, hey, when I see that, I will make an assessments, evaluation, and we can actually take it from there. Because right now, if it will be forming part of the share of the father, Then if that is a bigger plot of land, let's just say 1 hectare, that's 10,000 square meters. And if there would be like the second generation has like 5 or 10 siblings, so they have their legal share of at least 1,000
Each, yeah.
each. Now that's the second generation. How about we go to the third generation, and the second generation have 2 siblings each. That's already 20. So it will go down from 1,000 to 500 square meters
Each. Right.
each. Right now, please take note that one of the common misunderstanding among siblings is the right location or area where they wanted to build a home, where in fact it is not being properly subdivided. Now remember, a sketch plan that is being drawn up or being produced by the geodetic engineer after the survey may not be the real subdivision plan of the land, because probably, like, I think reality wise, for example, you and I are siblings, and if there would be a plot of land, I would actually go for with the road right away. Human nature is, and
Yeah.
also you wanted that land.
Exactly.
You don't want to be at the back, right?
There was already like that with the land that she originally had. There's one piece in the back and the mountain goes down a
Yes.
little bit, so it's kind of like they had to divide it, but they divided it based on age, like whoever is getting the land first gets the
Yes.
priority, and it's very different than we would imagine in, for example, a Western country.
Yes. Like if they're really like this is a plot of land. How would you like to divide it? Rectangular, square, whatsoever. And if this has land over here, has the road right away, what happens to the next, the back portion? Are you given a perpetual road right away? So right now, it is very important that we go back to the documents, because way back like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, Filipinos here, like in the provincial areas, like my grandparents are saying, hey, that's our land. You're gonna point the nose. I saw your videos like that. This is our language. And the coconut there, that is our land. What you see, that's our land. That works before, but now no. What works now is for those people who claim the land and will be backed up with proper documentation, with proper ownership documents, title, tax declaration, and any supporting documents that will actually ultimately connects to that ownership documents, has the legal right and has the say. We're not even talking about yet the condominium are basic. But right now, your situation right now is you're married to a Filipino. And I have been encountering, like, during my consultation, like, hey, there's something being offered to me, just the rights. I told them, okay, hey, those are rights only. They don't own the land. Probably they own the building, they own the house, they own the improvement over the land, but that is not your land. And you know what? I would highly recommend it to your viewers right now, especially when you're young and when you're capable enough to build just a decent size of your land that you actually wanted to start a family. And when you work hard, you can actually buy bigger land. Always start with the ownership of the land. Don't go directly to the improvement, because you might be spending millions already on the improvements, where in fact your land is problematic. You're taking so much risk. Don't do that. We're not even discussing about what is the title. That's kind of old. Let's talk about your situation. And if your subscribers have their own unique, different situation, please feel free. Comment. And also, I'm not a lawyer by profession. I'm a licensed real estate broker here. I'm a realtor here in the Philippines. In staff with me, I have a lawyer. So there's actually, I'm also seeking legal advice from time to time, because we wanted to do it properly. We wanted to do it right. We don't want you to go in court and actually like claim about your right. This is my right, and the other side is also claiming their right, and it's just like this. Nobody wins.
Yeah, I agree. So that's why it's important to get it all fixated at the beginning, because like JR mentioned, you're investing millions and millions of pesos into improving and building upon your land. If it's something that you're serious about, then take it serious in the beginning.
True. And also, this is very important to note, and probably some of your subscribers like, hey, JR or Tyler, foreigners cannot own land. Yes, that is true. based on the Philippine laws right now. However, on Tyler's case or situation, he was married to a Filipina. And normally on the title or the land title here in the Philippines, marital status will be determined. So, the title of the land will be registered to Tyler's wife as a Filipino citizen, and then the marital status married to Tyler. So, you don't directly own the land, but you are recognized as the foreign husband of the Filipino citizen that owns the land.
Yeah, and also one thing I'll mention is foreigners can actually purchase and own condominiums in their name.
Correct, yes.
So if you're looking into that side of things, it will be a lot easier, but you still need to follow the procedure if you want to make sure it is 100% accurate.
True. And there are actually like a lot of people offering you this property. It has title, it has ownership document, it has everything. Stop. Ask them. Let them provide it to you. And check it. Verify it with you.
All right, well, is there anything else you would like to mention to my viewers?
Right now, we're just been talking about Tyler's case, but we don't know about your case. So let us know if you need something else. We'll be here for you. I know this guy will also be working and will be helping you out. That's the reason why his intention really is to really give you information, especially the viewers of this channel. So if you have some questions, if you have some situations that you wanted to clarify, comment down below or contact Tyler or contact us.